timeless hairstyles for women over 60 that enhance natural beauty and confidence. She stood in the mirror and wondered, is this me? Or just what I've always done? There comes a time when the hairstyle we've worn for years starts to feel like it belongs to someone else. Maybe it still frames the face just right. Maybe it's easy to manage, but somewhere inside, we know we've changed. And our hair, in its quiet way, is asking to change with us. For women over 60, hair becomes more than just strands. It's a soft map of the life we've lived. Grayer, thinner, perhaps finer than before. But it still holds power, still carries beauty. Not because it's perfect, but because it's real. And here's the truth. You don't need to chase trends to feel beautiful. You don't need to cover up or hold back. Because beauty truly has no expiration date. In today's video, we're exploring 6 timeless hairstyles that do more than flatter your face. They honor the woman you are now, elegant, grounded, and fully herself. We'll walk through classic shapes, subtle shifts, and quiet transformations. Each one chosen not to hide anything, but to reflect everything you've become. If this resonates with you, I'd love for you to like this video, leave a comment with your own hair journey, or share it with a friend who needs a little reminder that confidence never goes out of style. Let's begin with one of the most enduring and quietly powerful hairstyles of all time, the classic bob. Style 1, the classic bob. Simple, elegant, and always in style. Picture this, just below the chin, softly framing the face, with clean lines that draw attention to your jawline and neckline. Not too short, not too long. Just balanced. It doesn't shout. It whispers elegance. The beauty of the bob is in its simplicity. There's no need for heavy styling products, curling irons, or round brush blowouts. It behaves with you, moves with you, and on days when your energy is lower or your schedule is full, it still looks like you've made the effort, even when you haven't. Have you ever looked in the mirror and thought, I just want something that works, without all the fuss? That's where the bob shines. It's low maintenance, but never lazy. Classic, but never stiff. And here's the reframe. Just because it's simple doesn't mean it's boring. In fact, simplicity at this age is a form of self-assurance. You're not trying to prove anything. You're showing up as you are, with a style that supports that confidence. The classic bob also works beautifully with gray or silver strands. Instead of hiding, it highlights. A few soft layers can add texture and movement, giving your hair a graceful bounce every time you turn your head. And if you wear glasses, the bob can frame your face without clashing or feeling too heavy. You don't have to reinvent your style. You just have to stay open to what. There's also something about a clean bob that feels emotionally grounding. It's tidy, predictable in the best way. And when so much around us is changing, our roles, our routines, even our energy levels, it's comforting to have a haircut that feels steady, familiar, yet fresh. Let the woman you are today shine through. Let your hair support you, not weigh you down. Because style isn't a correction, it's a reflection. Coming up next, we'll explore a graceful twist on the bob that adds a bit more movement and modern flair, without losing that timeless beauty. Style 2, the long bob, lob, graceful, versatile, and perfectly balanced. Now let's talk about the long bob, often called the lob. It's the perfect balance between structure and softness, elegance and ease. Imagine your hair brushing gently at the collarbone, long enough to tuck behind your ear, yet short enough to stay neat and light. It moves when you move. It catches the light when you smile. The lob is for the woman who still wants that little swing in her step, without needing a drastic change. Maybe you've worn your hair short for years, and you're wondering what a bit of length might feel like again. Or maybe your long hair has started to feel a bit too heavy, and you're ready for something lighter, but not too short. Here's the truth. You don't have to pick between youthful and practical. The lob lives beautifully in the middle. It gives you shape, it gives you movement, and it gives you the freedom to style it up or let it air dry naturally and still look polished. Have you ever held the ends of your hair and thought, is it time for something new? You're not alone. So many women over 60 feel caught between wanting a fresh look and fearing a style that feels too sharp, too trendy, too unfamiliar. But here's the gentle reframe. You're not chasing youth. You're honoring the energy and elegance you still carry, just in a slightly different form now. The lob allows that. It looks especially lovely with natural gray, blended silver, or soft balayage. The shape helps your face feel more open, while the length adds a certain grace. If your hair is thinning slightly, as it often does after 60, a subtle A-line lob with layers around the face can create the illusion of fullness and volume without any heavy styling. You don't need to hide behind your hair. You also don't need to chop it all off unless that's what you want. The lob lets you explore both softness and structure. It's the kind of cut that says, I've lived, I've learned, and I still like to play a little. A few waves, a side part, a gentle tuck behind the ear. These are small touches that add up to a feeling of quiet confidence. Because sometimes, the smallest change makes the biggest impact. Let's keep moving forward. Coming up next, we'll talk about a style that's not just timeless, but powerfully freeing. Style 3, the Pixie cut. Bold, confident, and beautifully liberating. Let's explore the bold beauty of the Pixie cut. Short, sleek, unapologetically confident. It's one of those styles that doesn't just change how you look, it can shift how you feel. You might have thought about it before. Maybe you've run your fingers through your hair and wondered what it would be like to just cut it all off, to let go of the weight, the daily styling. The years of long hair equals femininity. Here's the truth. Femininity has never been about length. It's about presence, about knowing who you are and showing up that way. The Pixie isn't loud. It doesn't need to be. It's strong in its simplicity. Whether it's textured and tousled or smooth and sleek, a Pixie lets your eyes shine. It lets your cheekbones stand tall. It lets your silver strands glow with pride instead of being hidden away. Have you ever looked in the mirror and thought, I want something that reflects who I've become, not who I used to be? The Pixie might be that mirror. And here's the reframe. You're not cutting your hair short because you're older. You're doing it because you're ready. Ready for something lighter, simpler, freer. This is not a retreat, it's a reveal. Pixie cuts are especially beautiful on women over 60 because they embrace what's natural. They work with fine hair. They highlight bone structure. They bring the focus to your expression, your smile, your story. And yes, it's true. Short hair requires a bit of upkeep to keep its shape. But the trade-off? No heavy blow-drying, no tangles, no hiding behind your hair. Just you. Clear, open, elegant. It's okay if you're not quite ready. You don't have to do it today. But let this be a quiet permission slip. That if you've been craving change or simplicity or a style that feels more like freedom than effort, the Pixie is waiting. Let the woman you are now take center stage. Let your hair match the lightness in your step. Coming up next, we'll ease into something softer, still confident, but with a gentle flowing rhythm. Style 4, soft layers, movement, volume, and effortless feminine charm. Now let's talk about soft layers, one of the gentlest ways to refresh your look without changing who you are. There's something deeply graceful about hair that moves with you. A soft layer catching the breeze, a bit of lift at the crown, a natural bounce that says, I feel like myself again. Soft layers aren't just about adding volume. They're about adding life. Have you ever felt like your hair was starting to fall a little flat? That it wasn't quite doing what it used to, no matter how much you brushed, toweled, or fluffed? That's a common moment for women after 60. When the texture shifts, the strands grow finer, and our once familiar routine doesn't quite deliver the same results. But here's the gentle shift. Instead of fighting your hair, what if you worked with it? Soft layers allow your natural bounce and charm to come alive. They give the illusion of fullness without needing heavy sprays or curling tools. They let your hair breathe and move in a way that feels free, not forced. And visually, they can be beautifully flattering. Layers around the face draw the eye up, creating an open and lifted appearance. They soften sharper lines, ease transitions between lengths, and add a little touch of lightness around the temples, where many of us begin to gray. You don't have to go dramatic to make a difference. Even subtle layering can give your hairstyle a fresh rhythm, and it works on nearly any length, from a bob to a lob to shoulder skimming strands. Here's the truth. Sometimes we think we need a whole new haircut when really we just need movement. Something that reflects our energy. Something that says, I'm not here to impress, I'm here to express. And if your hair is naturally wavy or has a little texture, soft layers help bring that out beautifully. A light mist, a gentle scrunch, and suddenly your hair feels like it's dancing again. It's okay if you're not ready for something bold. You don't have to make a big change to feel a big difference. Sometimes, a quiet shift is all it takes to feel reconnected to your reflection. Let the shape follow your spirit. Let the light in. Next, we'll focus in on one of the smallest touches with one of the biggest payoffs. Coming up, the graceful framing power of side-swept bangs. Style 5, side-swept bangs, softening, framing, and flattering at every age. Let's shift now to something subtle, yet remarkably transformative. Side-swept bangs. Just a gentle sweep across the forehead, and suddenly the whole face softens. They're not dramatic, they're not loud, but that's exactly why they work. You might have had bangs at some point earlier in life, maybe blunt ones, maybe something choppy and trendy, but side-swept bangs are different. They're graceful, intentional. They don't try to steal the spotlight. They simply guide the light toward your eyes and frame your expression with warmth. Have you ever looked at your reflection and thought, my face feels different now? I wish there was a way to soften it without covering it. That's the magic of side-swept bangs. They don't hide you. They highlight you in a new, gentler way. Here's the reframe. You're not adding bangs to cover flaws. You're adding them to open the face, to create a sense of ease, softness, and approachability. They're especially helpful if your forehead has become more pronounced with time, or if you've noticed your hairline changing. Side-swept bangs create movement near the eyes and temples, drawing attention upward and giving a more lifted look without a single touch of makeup. And there's something quietly confident about this choice. It says, I know what works for me now. I'm not trying to be younger. I'm choosing what feels right. Even if you wear glasses, side-swept bangs can work beautifully. They blend without crowding. They complement without clashing. You don't have to go all in to explore this. Ask your stylist to try a soft fringe that can grow out gracefully. You can always pin it back, tuck it away, or let it frame your face when you feel like a little extra lift. And if you've gone gray or silver, side-swept bangs can add an elegant, layered texture to your color. They give dimension, soft contrast, a bit of charm. Here's what's important. You're not fixing anything. You're simply allowing your current beauty to shine in a different way, because sometimes the smallest touch makes the biggest impact. Next, we'll finish this journey with a style that embodies ease, refinement, and quiet grace. Let's talk about the timeless elegance of the low bun. Style 6, the low bun. Elegant, effortless, and ageless. It's simple, it's refined, and it carries with it a kind of grace that doesn't need explaining. Picture this: hair gently gathered at the nape of the neck, a few soft strands left out near the temples. The kind of style that feels just as appropriate for a cozy morning with tea as it does for a dinner out with friends. You may have worn buns earlier in life, perhaps tighter, higher, more polished. But the low bun, it speaks a different language now. It says, I've arrived, not loudly, but with presence. Have you ever found yourself reaching for a clip or elastic, just wanting your hair out of the way, but still wishing it looked intentional? The low bun meets you there. It offers ease and elegance. No heat tools required. No fuss. Here's the reframe. You're not pulling your hair back to disappear. You're allowing your face, your neckline, your expression to come forward. This isn't about hiding. It's about simplifying in a way that reveals more of you. And the best part? It works beautifully on all hair textures. Thicker hair holds structure with a bit of twist. Finer hair gains fullness with a few light pins and a gentle back comb at the crown. Gray and silver tones look radiant, gathered into a soft coil. It's like wearing light around your shoulders. You don't need to get it perfect. In fact, the slight imperfection is often what makes it feel the most real. A loose strand, a soft tuck, that's the charm. The low bun also holds something emotional. It's a style that lets you feel put together, even when the day feels scattered. It asks very little, but gives a lot back. And if you wear scarves or earrings, it gives them a stage. It frames the collarbone, draws attention upward, and says with quiet clarity, "This is who I am, right now, and it's enough." You don't need to chase trends. You've already found what matters. And as we close out this journey, let's take a breath together, because the next part is all about bringing it all back to the woman you see in the mirror. You've just explored 6 timeless hairstyles, each one with its own kind of beauty, each one offering something different: ease, shape, freedom, softness, or grace. But what they all have in common is this: they don't ask you to become someone else. They help you return to yourself. Because here's the truth. Aging doesn't take away beauty. It transforms it. It softens what once felt sharp. It strengthens what once felt unsure. It allows you to choose not based on trends, but on what feels right. Maybe today you saw a style that spoke to you. Maybe you saw yourself in the mirror of these words. Or maybe, for the first time in a while, you felt a quiet yes in your chest, the kind that says, "Maybe I can feel good in my hair again." Let the woman you are today shine through, not because she's perfect, but because she's present. You're not waiting for permission. You're already worthy. And your hair, whether silver, thinning, wavy, or fine, deserves to reflect the life you've lived and the confidence you've earned. If something in this video resonated with you, I'd love for you to share your story in the comments. Which hairstyle felt most like you? What's been your hair journey after 60? And if you found this helpful, consider sharing it with a friend. Sometimes the most powerful thing we can offer each other is a gentle reminder that confidence never goes out of style. Until next time, take care of your hair and let it take care of you.